All right. So I finally decided to swoop right back in because we are coming up on our first full year here in Macon, Georgia. Now, there's so much that I would love to say, but I wouldn't be able to fit it all in this video. First thing first, do I like it so far? Yes, I do. As you know, when you stay certain places, you start to notice things the longer you stay, but you also don't notice things the longer you stay. So the first thing I'm just going to get right into it. The first thing I noticed out here was the traffic is sort of picking up just a little bit. Some of the companies are starting to come out here. I did notice on DoorDash that more companies were available to do delivery on DoorDash. And, I do take out pretty often, not as often as I would like because sometimes I love to cook, but just as often as I need to. With that being said, I think people are preparing for an expand. The Chick-fil-A that's closest to my house is expanding. The schools around this area, this particular zip code 31210, they're expanding. And so it's safe to say that Macon is expanding. I have noticed, because I do real estate development, I have noticed that there's more people at the auction. So it's getting a little crowded down here just a little bit. And y'all know how I get when it get crowded. I start to pop. I start to poop, pounce. I get on. I move on. And just to be open with you guys, the end goal is for me to move to North Carolina because that's where my ancestors are from. That's where most of my family lives. Plus, I'll be closer to Philadelphia where a lot of my friends live and some more of my family. So, I don't plan on staying down here long term, but I do plan on having some real estate down here and just holding on to it. So I already own a few properties as of today. And I'll always be doing business down here because I do think it's a nice area to build equity. As you do know, we do have Mercer University, which is one of the top nursing schools and doctor schools in Georgia. And so I get this comment a lot in the comment section, but just give me one moment. I'm going to tell you some good places, some good areas to live. Because I've been driving around a little bit and I've been trying to get a bit of an idea of what are some of the nicer areas. So let's get to it. So I looked at a few lists online because I wanted to kind of coincide it with what I've saw already. Now, when you go on some of these websites, they're going to say places like Centerville, Warner Robins and stuff. Warner Robins is a different city. Macon and Warner Robins are two different cities. As a matter of fact, I believe they're under two different counties. Forsyth is a different city. It's not Macon. And if I'm being completely honest with you, a lot of people say Warner Robins is better than Macon. But in my opinion, I do like Macon better. I do, if I'm just being honest. So I do like Macon better. So far, the reasons being is because I just like the convenience of living in Macon. The only thing we don't have that we used to have was a Target. That's the only reason I go to Warner Robins. I also like the aesthetic of Macon. I don't know. It just feels more characteristic, if I can put it that way. It just seems like there's more character here as far as that historic look. And I'm from Philly, so I kind of have that personal thing with the historic aesthetic, the nice, clean, well-kept historic homes. I also like the wildlife out here. One day I was driving and it was like something sitting on someone's mailbox. And I swore up and down it was fake. It was like a fake hawk or owl. And as I'm driving past, he gets up and flies, and I'm like, wow, that's a big bird. I think it was a hawk. But it's just amazing to see some of the wildlife out here, being from Philadelphia in general, like, and just in the South, just all, just in the South in general, just seeing that wildlife, just different diversity of wildlife. I think that's something that just makes me so excited. So, two of the areas that I saw that was in Macon that I thought were nice areas, and if you check the comment sections, I might have responded to some of my commenters telling them like certain areas to look in. Now, downtown Macon is nice, but if I were you, I would drive around because there's more dilapidated or somewhat dilapidated areas downtown than there are nice areas. It can get a little pricey. I say stay close to the college if you're looking downtown. And when I say close to the college, I mean like in walking distance. Because if this is a temporary move for you, or you're just coming here for work, you don't know if you're going to stay here long term. So I say do that. Anyway, I keep getting distracted by my kids. As you can see, I could barely make these videos. I'm trying so hard. The next one is West Lane Woods. I could never find a house for sale in that area. Let me tell you something. If it's hard to find property in certain areas, either it's not a residential area, or the area is so good that people don't want to sell their homes in those areas. So most of the areas that I'm even thinking about at this moment, they might not be available. I mean, it's pretty hot. Like, it's kind of hard to get like nice properties out here. These people have lived here forever. Their taxes are low. They live so close to everything, and it's just really nice. Some of these places, they have houses where you drive all the way back. Like, the driveway is almost like 5 miles long. When Touche said driveway so long, you might have run out of gas. Those are some nice houses, but I rarely see them for sale or anywhere near there. If anything, they're improving the way their property looks and putting more effort into keeping up with it. So there's that. Those are the two areas that are close to downtown. It's really nice. Also, look up the historic district of Macon. There's some nice houses there. If you're used to like the city-like vibe, nice. Also, zip codes. As far as zip codes, I say just to stay on the safe side, 31210 and 31220. I do not recommend any other zip code. You can, because Ingleside District is in 31204. So you can try 31204, but make sure you're looking, if you don't live here and you want to come out here and straight up move out here, I say do a street view. Look up the crime in your direct area, and look to see how many prior owners the house has had. Look at the house pricing record and the house deed and stuff like that, just to see what's going on with the house. You could have gotten lucky and it probably only had one prior owner or something like that, and it's a nice area and you're looking around on a street view. Everybody's yard is well kept. I don't want to be rude or disrespectful to anybody who's from the South, but some of the things I look for is like cars on grass. Not saying that it's a bad thing, but you'll rarely see it in like certain types of areas where people park on the driveway or people park in their garage. So that's for people who are looking for a house. When you're looking for an apartment though, I would look in concentrated areas. I know with 31210, the Rivoli area is nice. Also, there may be some lake houses for sale off of Lake Wildwood. That's a pretty decent area. I'm not saying it's the nicest, but it's a gated area. that has live guards sitting there letting people in and out, and you're right off of the lake. So if you want to get a summer house, or if you want to rent a summer house off a lake, Lake Wildwood, that's a destination you can go to. Another area, it's not quite in Macon, I think it's in Lazalia, but Lake Tabasco is an area. Also, some good areas if you want to live close to Emerson River Park. That's a nice area. It's some ghetto activity going on out there. It's kind of ghetto, but it's nice overall. Like, everybody keeps their lawn up. It's pretty quiet. The houses are kind of old out here, so just be careful not to buy anything over 50 years old, because let's be honest, nobody wants to upkeep a house that old. The land out here is pretty cheap, so you might be better off buying the land and getting something built from the ground up, because the building materials are kind of cheap out here as well, based on cost of living and average wage in this area. The living wage is going up in this area, which is very interesting to see. So that's definitely an indication that more people with more money are coming down here. There's more jobs down here. They're paying more down here. Also, let me just say this. If you are, let's go back to traffic. If you're somebody who's commuting from anywhere in Atlanta to Macon, I'm going to tell you right now, that traffic in McDonough, because you have to pass McDonough to get to Atlanta, is crazy. McDonough's a very popular area for people from Atlanta and for people from this area, because McDonough has the only mall within a 30-mile to 40-mile radius that has everything there. They got Lucky Jeans, Forever 21, Nike, all the stores. Coach, Gucci, K Jewelers, and we do have a mall too. There's like a little walking mall that we have with I forgot what it's called. It's called Riverside. That's a nice mall. If you find a house or apartment around there, there's a lot of apartments around there. Nice. Riverside Crossing is the mall. Not Macon Mall, Riverside Mall. That's the mall. So you can look for somewhere to live around there as well. Nice. But yeah, that has like the outlet. It's called Tanger Outlet. And it gets really busy. Like, Macon is like that in between intersectionality between McDonough is like that intersectionality between Macon and Atlanta. So if you commute to Atlanta at, regular busy times, your 7 a.m.s, your 2 p.m., 12 to 2 p.m., your 4 to 6 p.m., you're running into a lot of traffic at McDonough, and I mean thick. So if you work in Atlanta and you want to live in Macon, good luck. And Atlanta is so big because it's not a real, when people say it's not a real place, it's not an actual place. It's fictitious. It's like saying, oh, this is Hollywood. It's similar to like Hollywood. Like, there's no such thing as Hollywood. But like, there's an area that's like spaced out for Atlanta, sort of, kind of. I'm not saying it's the same thing, but that's the logic you got to think about Atlanta. And so you have to think about where in Atlanta you're going to be. Whereas Sandy Springs is a little closer to Macon, but you go somewhere close to Marietta and you're a little ways out, So just be mindful of that too, because it can be anywhere between an hour and 20 minutes to 2 hours to get to where you need to go based on the Atlanta, area. So be mindful of that. I never recommend that you get a job in Atlanta and move to Macon. I'm sorry, but it just don't make sense. Maybe McDonough, but not Macon. It's just way too far. There's too much traffic in between. I don't recommend. Also, Tybee Island is one of the most popular beaches out here. Macon is 2 hours from Tybee Island, which I love. Because my kids love the beach. And when I was in Atlanta, I was like 4 hours from Tybee Island. Now we're only 2 to 3 hours. So I love it. And if you live in Augusta, You're about 2 hours from Macon, maybe three at the most. So those are the areas that I like down here. Stockbridge, Covington is coming up, and Conyers. Those are all Fayetteville. Those are all areas around Atlanta. Fayetteville, McDonough. They're within 30 to 45 minutes of Atlanta if you don't want to live in Atlanta. Fayetteville, McDonough. If you want to go live in Austell is nice. It's like a college type of city. Covington, Conyers. I'm just talking about this end, this side of Atlanta. I'm not talking about the other side where it's like Douglasville and stuff like that. There's the west side of Atlanta. They're closer to Alabama. That's where you find your Marietta, Cobb County, surrounding that, like stuff that's surrounding that. Villa Rica and all that other stuff, that's over there. I'm not talking about over there. I'm talking about the southeast of Atlanta. So Covington, Conyers, Stockbridge, McDonough. That's if you want to live 30 to 45 minutes from your job southeast of Atlanta. That way you could be close to Decatur, Stone Mountain, stuff like that. Medical. I did see in the 31217 area, they have a really good hospital. They're also building a whole bunch of medical facilities out here. So far, the medical facilities that I've been to, nice. Like them. So, why does it keep doing that? So, medical, in my personal experience, because it's a little slow down here, but it's okay. In my personal opinion, I give it about a 3 out of 5 if I'm to rate it. The food, let's get to the food. So far, because I'm a foodie, I like to shop around for my food. So I'll go to different places and I eat all types of food. That's why I'm the perfect person to talk about food. I eat Indian food, Mexican food, Jamaican food, African food, American food. I like burgers, French. I like it all. Now, my taste might be different from a lot of people. I come from Philly, so this is what you're going to get. You're going to get people who are from Philly or New York, what type of food is out here. So far, that's been local to me. Zing's Chinese food, I like their wings and their shrimp fried rice. If you're from New York or Philadelphia, you know what I'm talking about. They also are the first restaurant in a long time to have shrimp rolls. Shrimp rolls. You know what shrimp rolls are. The next spot I like is a Japanese spot. It's called Tenmei. Oh, chef kiss. Love them. I think they're pretty affordable in my opinion. It's like $10 to $15 a plate. And it's good. They have a ramen, but it's not like a soupy ramen. It's more of like a dry ramen, but it's good. And I get an ebi foray. That's like fried shrimp on top of rice with the pickled radishes and pickles and coleslaw. Oh my God, it's so good. And they give like a special sauce, like so good. Another spot. I haven't found the pizza spot yet. Don't curse me out. I have not found a pizza spot yet. And the only spot I found that had pretty decent burgers was Five Guys, of course. Five Guys. They got Chick-fil-A everywhere, so y'all don't need to hear me say that. Jamaican food. Island Ja. It's in the middle of the hood, but it's the best Jamaican food I've tasted out here. It's another spot. I'm not going to say their name. It's too sweet for me. I'm not getting a lot of flavor. I like a little bit of spicy. My man is Jamaican, so you already know. I know how I want my Jamaican food to taste. And my man approved it, okay? So it's good. Island Ja. It's called Island Ja. I don't know. I drove 20 minutes for that food. Okay? Another spot. Oh, no African food. No African food. They ain't got no African food out here, and if they do, it might not be my type. I have not seen any good African food. I've not even seen African restaurants out here. So if you are good at making African food, you might have some business out here. But ain't no African food out here. So that's something that surprised me. What else? Indian food, Mediterranean food. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't found a good Indian spot yet. I like me some sage, some sag or some sage, SAGG, and I like it with chicken or shrimp. I also like lamb. I haven't found a good Indian spot yet, and this Mediterranean spot that they say is good, they got all these stars. You know, I ain't backing that. I'm sorry, I ain't backing that. Cause when you come from Philly, Philly is a melting pot. So you get to eat everybody food, you know, and you like what you like. And I ain't digging it. Everybody come here for juicy crab. I think there's better crab spots than juicy crab, but that seems to be the only good tasting crab spot around here. Now, even though they always get my order wrong, in the worst ways, because like we be allergic to stuff and they just be putting it on there anyway. I'm not gonna lie though, they food is hitting. Now, I'm used to going to Willie's in Atlanta, but down here they got a place called Churros. Good with a T. And on top of that, they got kids meals. So if you don't want to spend that much, they got kids meals. The wings, I just go to Wingstop and I get lemon pepper wings. But I do like No Name chicken. That's what it's called. It's called No Name chicken. I like their chicken. Haven't found a cheesesteak out here yet. I don't know. Might be the first. I'll never own a restaurant. I like cooking, but not that much. But yeah, I think that's it. Barbecue spots. I haven't found anything yet. Couple sushi spots. Rock and Roll seems to be the one that's popular out here. The only one I tried as far as hibachi was Sumo. They were okay. They had udon noodles, which I love udon noodles. So yeah, that's all that I have so far as far as food. Now, let's get on to the last topic because I've had so many questions. Personal, like coming from people who are inquiring about moving down here that are family and friends, and in my comment section. So what I want to touch on is if you're single versus if you're family. This, I'm going to be honest with you. I do not believe that Macon is an area for somebody who's single. I have no doubt that there's probably things for single people to do out here, but I can't make any promises. Oh, they also have a movie theater out here too. But as far as like, they have a lot of places to eat. I guess you could walk around to the mall. We do have urban air that's for kids. I don't date. I'm married, and I've been married for like 10 years. So I don't know, like, if Macon is like a place, because maybe you'll go downtown and they got some stuff going on downtown. I know around the corner from my house, they got this place where you could like paint and stuff. I haven't seen anything for cooking classes or clay pottery or nothing like that out here, or like a sewing class or something like that. I haven't seen that. They do have nice hotels out here. I don't know what type of events that the hotels have. Clubs, I don't know. Festivals, not a lot. So like, it's not like a lot of social things going on out here. where you could like meet somebody organically. As far as bars, I don't know. My mom comes out here a lot. She does Uber. If you're doing Uber or you're doing DoorDash or anything like that, you're not going to make a lot of money out here because not a lot of people eat takeout or order takeout over apps. So this is kind of like a laid back retired area. I really wouldn't even say young families would have fun out here. But I guess if you're looking for a more laid back lifestyle, this would be it, with the convenience of having, some things out here to do. But I don't see it as being like a hookah lounge with a bar and like a club you can dance at that's like safe, or like, a communal area where everybody going to like meet up with other people and hook up. I don't see that like being out here. Like as I'm driving around, I don't see any spaces that like make me feel like, oh, it might be popping over there. Like, just being honest. But I think this place, and I'm just going to be completely honest, I think this place is comfortable for people who just want a laid back lifestyle. That's it. If you want a laid back lifestyle, not a lot of noise, not a lot of drama, you just want to work or, conduct business and just rest, this is that area. If you want a little bit of turn up, you can go to historic district or downtown. But like, I don't know. I see Macon as more of like a laid back area. Because if you're really trying to get into some like communal social stuff, it seems to be like in the hood parts. And it's not that developed yet down here for all that. But for the most part, there is a lot of chill spots around here to hang out for parents with kids or for older people. But if you young and want to go out there and have some fun, and then on top of that, the Ubers and stuff is slow. So it's really slow out here in general. So your packages, if you get Amazon down here, it's going to take forever. They don't have an Amazon warehouse out here. I'm talking to a different crowd now. So if you're not a part of this crowd, you don't have to listen to none of this. But like delivery, like Amazon and all that, it takes on average maybe a week for you to get your stuff. So if that's like, I need something else. We don't have a Whole Foods. So we got the Fresh Market. We don't have a Whole Foods. We don't have a Trader Joe's. I have requested for the Trader Joe's through the Next Door Neighbor app. Everybody was like, go and request for it. So I did it. But that don't mean we're going to get it. We don't have Amazon Fresh. So if you used to going on Amazon and ordering your groceries, we don't have that. I'm just keeping it real. Businesses, like, you're going to come out here and be like, do these people even want any money? But it's not that I don't think they want money. I think they're used to like a laxed lifestyle out here because the people are laxed. Everybody probably has a gun down here. And I'm not going to say that either. But I'm just making you aware of what's going on out here. My next video is going to be how to move and what type of research you should do to move. So keep up with that. And I'm also doing another video about the pros and cons of Atlanta. I felt like I've made sort of like a video like that. Like I've made what good places to move to in Atlanta. Then I put Atlanta's clothes and why you shouldn't move to Atlanta. But I'll do a more like a kind of like a summary type of thing of like the pros and cons to Atlanta. And I'll have a list and I'll make it real quick because it's real quick to me. There's reasons why I would never live in Atlanta, but there's reasons why I wouldn't mind living in Atlanta or having property out there. So those two videos are coming up next. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.